Hello, Patreon. Welcome to this show that Andrew Fantasia likes to call
Never tell me the odds.
C3PO going to die, buddy. C3PO going to. I gotta
Mm,
start off the show because you got very emotional during that trailer. Everybody
yes, I
did.
did.
Everybody did. And I, so Aaron was supposed to join us that night, but she was feeling very ill. So she was in bed after we're done. So I go in, and she's like, "How was it?" I'm like, you have to see the trailer. I was like, you want to watch this thing. So I loaded it up for her, and I said, "You're gonna cry." And she gave me a look like, "Are you an idiot?" And I said, "No, trust me, you are going to cry." And then she's like, "No, you're an idiot." So I play the trailer for her, and he goes, "I'm looking at my friends one last time. Niagara Falls, just brush."
Oh
She
my
was,
god.
and she's like, and then I was like, and then she was like, "Why did you say that?" I'm like, "Cause he's gonna die." And she goes, "Shut up, I hate you." So, so I actually kind of think that it's been a little while now since we saw it, but they put that in the trailer to get you to, first of all, to show you that it's the ending, but I don't know if that's actually going to be the ending. I think though, Andrew, and I don't know, this is probably one of your odds, but I'm going to say this right now, and if it's an odd, we'll just brush over it and go back to it later, that he's saying that, and I said this on the live stream, about his memories, because I think his memories, maybe the prequel memories, the OT memories, are going to be leaving him. He will no longer know Luke, Anakin, because maybe those things are too important to know. I could be way off, I could be way off, but I think that's what he's losing. So he's saying goodbyes to his friends
Hmm.
in his memory, not necessarily Rey, Finn, and Poe, and Zori Bliss, who he just met. That is what I think. And now I'm thinking that chip that Zori Bliss is holding up in the Entertainment Weekly thing is actually something that they're going to install in the back of him, and that is going to be like an ancient message that they're going to put on him because he could translate it, and that's what they're going to do. But anyway, that's just me rambling at this point. Andrew, let's get right into the odds. I'm going to start first. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
I have
I want you to cry.
I'm glad Aaron's reaction was that way, so I'm not
So
alone.
was I.
Uh, look, I as a little kid, I'm just gonna say this really quickly. As a little kid, a lot of little kids, they watch these movies and they think, "Ooh, I want to be like Han Solo. I want to be like Princess Leia." There's heroes and stuff like that. Um, when I was watching those original movies for the first time, there were two people I related with. There was Obi-Wan Kenobi because I was like, I want to be this wise, cool warrior like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And there was C-3PO because just like C-3PO, nobody ever listens to me. And I was always being brushed aside and told to shut up and stuff. So C-3PO always had a special place in my heart. Both of the droids did. But like, I was always like, oh man, I would be so nice to that dude if I was his friend. I wouldn't be like, shut up, 3PO. And he's always just been, you know, that guy for me. So I seeing him last night was I'm so happy he's getting his moment because he deserves it.
He's
Even if
finally.
it's
Everybody had the same comment, like, "Oh, he annoyed me through all these movies, and now I feel sad." I'm like, "Yeah,
mm-hmm,
jerk. You're all jerks.
mm-hmm.
Every single one of you." And R2, like I said, he had more screen time in that trailer than he did through all of it. I'm really paranoid I didn't buy enough tickets for the show. I don't like it being put on me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I did.
I
I did, and
know.
the thing is, I ended up doing the math wrong, but I think it worked out. But now in my head, I'm like, how many do we have? So anyway, this is another thing for another day. I'm gonna go first because my first odd, I already know what yours is going to be on this one, but we have to say it. And I think this is gonna be a never tell me the odds for every episode from now until we see the movie. The
Yeah.
odds of Rey being a Palpatine, Rey Palpatine. Never tell me the odds. Is she Rey
Rain
Palpatine?
Rain Natasha Palpatine, I'm going 94%. She's got the blood of the Palps flowing through her veins. Um, you, People think they know me. No one knows me. And I think that is her saying, if they really knew who I was, they would hate me.
But how does that? Here's a question for you before I give my ad. How does that tie into what Kylo Ren tells her about her parents?
Um, her parents could still be Jakku junk traders because the blood of Palpatine is old. It's not like he's her dad. He would have to be her granddad at the very oldest. So it all can fit. You don't have to. There's a good chance they could say Kylo was mistaken, but even if he was not mistaken about her parents, that still doesn't negate anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Look, you first told me this in the mall food court 4 years ago, and I said, "Why?" I said, "When I start a podcast this summer, I will not be asking you to be involved." That was exactly where it's at. So it's been on my mind since then. It wasn't on my mind before that. Because for me, ShiVP was out of the story. He was done. His story, his part in the whole story was over. The new part of the story was the new. I thought it was a new characters. It was Rey's journey to whatever, which is still obviously the case. But now they brought in ShiVP, and it wasn't called the Skywalker saga at the time. That's what I'm getting at. So we didn't know. But so I think, look, if you're going to bring him back, he really makes the point to. Now, he says a line. Do you remember the line? The line is something like, he's like, "You've come together."
Your coming together will be your undoing.
Yes, but that's not the line. He's saying, he says something like, "You come together," and it's like spliced. And then he says, it's your undoing. It's two. I'm convinced it's two separate lines.
Oh,
that he's saying. I'm convinced. Do you want me to find it? I can't find it. We'll lose your image. I'm convinced it's two separate lines, and that's why I think that she might. See, my answer is very confusing because I don't know what to give the number, because I think it's high that he is responsible for her, in the way that I like to think that he is responsible for Anakin's creation. More like that, like he created her somehow, but he also. Because of that, he's also kind of created Kylo. So he had these two entities around the galaxy to bring him back or something. These were like his backup plans. Like Anakin was his backup plan. If something would ever happen to him, he would take Anakin's body. But then obviously when Anakin gets burnt, he's like, I need his son Luke. And that's like the thing. And now Luke's gone. So he dies. And he's like, okay, well, I'll sit here and eventually I'll bring Kylo and this other thing. I don't know. I'm just floating around in circles right now. He had Luke, and there was somebody else. I'm
trying to figure out where you're going.
71%. 71.
Okay.
I can't, I like it. It's intriguing. It kind of it adds up to everything. And for me, she's trying to find her place in this galaxy. You have no place. It feels right that she would be. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if she's a grandchild or if she was something created by the Emperor. Unless like a clone or anything like that. But something like to that aspect. I don't know what it's going to be. And if they did go to George Lucas for to wrap this thing up, if they did ask him how he would do it, that he would go nuts. There would be some weird explanation for it.
There's a midi-chlorian that took human form and became Rey.
And then JJ would be like, I don't like midi-chlorians. I don't like midi-chlorians. We're not going to put.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to 71. You kind of tipped me on that, and our very first ever vote of no confidence that was ever done was Andrew Fantasia alone arguing with himself, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Palpatine, which is Rey related to.
Oh my God! I forgot about
the very first one we ever did. You were sitting alone in my dining room, I think, and you recorded it, and it is out there for the world to see.
Wow.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago now, probably, almost 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago. Yeah. I
will till the 20th of December. I will keep waving those two old flags. In one hand, I got the Rey Natasha Palpatine flag, and in the other hand, I got this is C-3PO's moment flag, and I'm just gonna keep waving those until we see the film.
That's fair. All right, you're odd.
Okay, so speaking of C-3PO, I'm going to go right out of the gate here with the big odd here, just to get out of the way, because we're all thinking it. What are the odds, James, that C-3PO is still alive at the end of this movie?
If I give you the finger, will I blow it? Look at my buddy.
Oh, my God. It's adorable. Oh, my goodness.
Dead. Hold on, I'm reaching over. I can't do that to my buddy.
No.
Put him here.
You probably didn't recognize me because of the dead.
Jeez. I well, I've said for weeks now that that moment, the red eye, since we D23, I think I've been saying he's no longer in the film after that. But then when you put this in the trailer, it makes me say, would you put his last scene in the trailer?
I know. Well, at this point, man, like I would agree with that statement, but since we saw Dark Ray, that changed everything. I was like, if you put Dark Ray in a trailer, what are you hiding?
Yeah, but let's just say this for Dark Ray. Like, throw this right out there. The movie starts with that training sequence we see on the jungle planet that you know the name of, right?
I heard the name and I forgot it.
It's like Az-2 Eco or something. Anyway, she's on that planet training. Luke and Leia and Han are training or whatever. I made that up. She's being trained by something. And part of the training is she has to go into this cave and face herself as Dark Ray. And that's just a part of the training. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying Dark Ray could just be that. It could be that moment very early on that she just has to get past to get the plot going. It might be bigger than that. I'm hoping it's bigger than that. But it might just be, so it might not be revealing anything. It might just be a cool visual for us. However, they didn't show it to us the first time and they didn't show it to us the last time. They only showed it to us that one time, which tells you that it's not obviously a huge moment, but it is a moment. And it's going to be, what the hell is in this movie that they could show us all this crap? Like, all this stuff they're showing us, it's like, well, like, what is there? There's horses on top of Star Destroyers chasing after Star Destroyers. Andrew. Yeah. Anyway, pass. I'm going to go. Okay, I feel like a full Brock is a cop-out. If he's going to be dead at the end of this movie. Are you saying survive or dead?
What's that?
Was the odd, will he survive or is
what are the odds of him being alive by the end of the movie?
Alive? I'm going to go... I mean, alive is a weird term. Like, I think his physical body, I think, is still going to be there. $53.
If this helps, look at it this way. Consider, in this context of this question, L337 from Solo, consider that not alive anymore, even though she's in the Falcon now.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm going to go 53. I think he's going to bite it, but I think his physical form is still going to be there, and there's going to be like another version of 3PO. So I'm going to go 53.
That's literally the exact number I was thinking. Is 53. Yeah.
We call it the full Andrew.
The full Andrew.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I'm really nervous. My next odd?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm nervous about 3PO in this, but I'm nervous about R2. I want R2 to be shut down at the end. I think it'd be nice if both droids kind of went out together, but they won't. Anyway, they didn't come in together. They might as well go out separately as well. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, in Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker approaches the Emperor Darth Sidious's chair, his throne. And you have the Emperor there, you have his right-hand man Vader there, and you have Luke Skywalker approaching. The Death Star gets destroyed 30 years later. Rey and Kylo Ren are in the exact same Death Star, in the exact same room in this trailer. However, Rey is standing at Darth Vader's spot. Kylo Ren is standing where Luke Skywalker stood.
Yeah.
Andrew Fantasia, never tell me the odds that at that point in the movie, or at some point in the movie, Kylo Ren will be fighting Rey as the hero and Rey the villain. Lightsabers haven't changed yet. She's still got blue, he's still got red. But is she the villain and he's trying to defeat her?
24%.
Ooh. But what if she doesn't know she's the villain, Andrew? What if she doesn't know?
Yeah, if she, I can totally see a world where Palps is feeding them some kind of BS to make them both angry at each other, to distract them from the real problem. Like, we don't even know what he's trying to do in this movie. Like I've always assumed it was just he wants to come back to life by possessing a body that's powerful or something. That's just where my brain went.
Which is funny because that's what we used to speculate about Snoke.
Yeah, exactly. So if that's what he's trying to do, if he's saying like, let me pit these two against each other, because whoever wins is clearly the most powerful person in the galaxy, and then I will take that person's body. So maybe, he kind of turns them and he's like, oh, Kylo, Rey said you're a dork. And Kylo's like, she did. And then there's this huge fight, and Rey's like, what did he say about me? And they're clearly not focusing on what's important. That's why Finn's like, Rey, stop fighting. Yeah, I can totally see that kind of thing happening where she's not a villain per se, but she's doing a horribly wrong thing when she should be trying to help the good guys.
Yep. I'm going to go 31.7%. I think it's low, but I think I really want Rey to go bad. Right, since for 4 years now, I've been like, I want her to go bad. That last Force Awakens trailer, I was like, she's so angry. Oh man, really, really wanted her to go bad. I mean, in Last Jedi, I didn't want her to go bad. I wanted her to chop off Kylo's arm, like his hand. I wanted her to wipe that thing. When he was like, join me, I went, and just rip it off. How awesome! Every Skywalker loses a hand, but Ben Solo, like, what a joke.
The trilogy is still young.
No, we've passed the point of dismemberment, Andrew. We passed it. That was actually the exact point in every single one of them where they lose their hand. Anyway, whatever. 2 months.
2 months.
Let's take us home.
Okay, this is something that I didn't think about last night. It never even crossed my mind until last night. And now that I think about it, I want it really badly. If I was writing Star Wars, I would definitely go down this road. But I'm just going to throw this out to you, and I brought it up. What are the odds, James, that C-3PO has a scene in this movie where he's confronting Sheev Palpatine? What are the odds they share a scene together?
Repeat that.
What are the odds that in Rise of Skywalker, C-3PO and CVP are in a scene together? Are you looking for a CVP toy to put it next to your C-3PO toy?
I don't have a CVP toy.
What is wrong with you? You're fired.
Dude, I have Commander Pyre.
Oh, that makes it better.
Yeah, way better. Did you see this one actually? While I stalled to answer this.
What is this?
My Purge Trooper.
Yeah, I saw that on the episode of the show. So he's from the video game, right?
Yeah, the video game's gonna have the best characters apparently.
I like the design on him. He looks cool.
Yeah, that's why I got it. And also, do you have this one yet?
No, I don't want that one.
Why not?
Nah, I've got 2 Obi-Wans. I'm good. I'm good with Obi-Wan.
That's my only one. I like that one though. I like the armor. That's what I like. I'm big on the armor.
Yeah, the armor looks cool.
This is a good one because when Aaron was emotional, I said I really hope whatever happens with 3PO ties into the fact, it won't probably, but it ties into the fact that Anakin created him.
Exactly.
I really hope that's the case. So I don't actually think CVP and Anakin are going to have a moment together, so I'm going to go low. I would be all for it, but I don't think so. But I think 3PO is going to be used, and I think I'm hoping Anakin has a big part of that. So I'm going to go 29.7% on them meeting. Like I said, I'm totally for it. I just don't think it's going to happen because the other thing too is there's no connection with CVP and 3PO really. It's more Anakin, and I would hope that whatever ends up happening with 3PO, that's when we get Hayden Christensen. Like, how weird would it be if we're shutting him down? He's like, I built you, droid. Goodbye.
Oh.
It would be like the most fan servicey thing ever, but we would all be like, yeah. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 30. What did I say? 30.
30.
No, 29.7.
29.7.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a low. I'm sorry.
I feel like when I brought it up to you yesterday, and I just texted you on a whim because I thought about it, and now I'm just thinking, yeah, it's something that I feel like I need to see because it's just one of those things that it makes you go back and watch all 9 movies in a whole new light because you're like, oh my god, C-3PO is the hero. He's like, my mindset is like 3PO actually is instrumental in taking down GVP in this movie.
Yes.
And that not only makes it that cool moment where like, oh shit, he's the hero, but also like it's one of those things in the prequels that a lot of people were just not a fan of, which is Anakin building him instead of, like it's one of those, oh, you made the universe smaller kind of things a lot of fans don't like. Even when I did my rewrite of Phantom Menace, I changed that because I like the idea of 3PO being like a more mysterious kind of character. So that would kind of make that thing good. If we have that connection to Anakin, I feel like, that would be like, okay, let's use that. This is something people don't like. They weren't a fan of this in Phantom Menace, so let's make it a good thing. Let's make it something that's going to drive the story forward and save the day, his connection to Anakin. However that ends up saving the day, I don't know. That's a story for another day. But I want to see this happen so badly now. And, imagine that kind of world where they turn Babu Frick or whoever is turning C-3PO into a bomb or maybe a walking holocron. I don't know. He turns him into something that is needed, is necessary to point in GVP's direction and be like, yo, Emperor, suck on this. And that saves the day. Because really, I love Rey. I love Finn. I love Poe. I love Kylo. But it would be a million times more satisfying for me if the villain of this 9-movie saga was defeated by a hero who has been in the 9-movie saga and not just the last 3.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's why a lot of people didn't want Luke to die, because he's gone already. And, I completely agree. I just, I don't think a bomb's going to kill GVP. That's the only thing. Like,
I know.
I mean, I don't know how they're going to, I mean, if, this is something that they're really, I think, when you hear about the 8 different endings and people are saying they're still shooting and they're trying to figure out the ending, and you hear those kind of rumors, whether you want to hear them or not, I don't. You think, is part of the problem them trying to figure out how to get rid of Sheevy? How do you get rid of him? They already got rid of him. Then you brought him back. And
again, we can't speculate how they get rid of him until we find out how he's back in the first place. Yeah. That the whole, like, how Sheev returns is so crucial to so many factors that we really can't even make proper guesswork until we know that.
Exactly. I got how about a bonus? Never tell me the odds. Did you give your odd for that? For 3?
No, I didn't yet. I'm gonna say, do I want it 100%? Do I think it? Do I think it'll happen? 47%.
Yeah. I really want that connection with Anakin to be had, but I don't think we're gonna get that. I also want R2 to die at the end of this, but whatever. I want the last shot to be anyway. I got a bonus. Never tell me the odd for you. Because you just said we have to know how he came back for him to die, and then earlier you mentioned about how he's trying to like take over bodies, like we were talking about. Snoke used to do that whole Frankenstein thing or whatever. So never tell me the odds that GVP will inhabit Kylo Ren's body, and the only way to oust GVP and to end it all is for Kylo Ren to regain some kind of strength and kill himself the same way he killed his father. Lightsaber through the chest. Just go.
That would be very poetic. I think the odds of that happening are pretty solid. I'd go with like 55. I can see that being a very likely scenario. It's not my favorite scenario, but it's not one I would hate. Yeah, I think it's a likely one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 53.79% because it's plausible. I mean, again, we don't know anything. This is just you're just bringing these things up, and I was just kind of like, well, what if that happened? And it's a way for Kylo Ren to not. He doesn't even have to be redeemed. He's still the bad guy, but he's taken out an even more bad guy, like an eviler fella, if you will. So, but he's still redeemed in a way, so you can still be thankful for that.
If Palpatine does take his body, I hope we get a little scene where he's like discovering just the size of Adam Driver's pectoral muscles and just being like, wow, look, I'm so much stronger. And then and then Rey's like, "Oh, gold, still."
I hope half the movie is just Kylo doing this. He's like, look at these, and he's like, no one has seen them, but I have, or you have. Nobody knows who Rey is except for Kylo Ren. We're going to talk about that in the coming weeks. This has been Never Tell Me the Odds, your Patreon exclusive weekly show here every Friday. We put up this Never Tell Me the Odds for you guys to watch. Let us know your odds in the comment below. If you have any odds you'd like us to discuss, please also write those down. We can't wait to talk about this trailer more and more. We've got 2 months to go until the Skywalker rises, and we'll find out what the heck that title means very soon. All right, Andrew, thanks for joining us here. I'm James. Like I said, he's Andrew, and may the force of others be with you.
Always.
Hey, scumbags. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.